Hey guys, what's up? So I just want to tell a story, okay? Yesterday, September 5th, was my third year, 2019, 20, 21, 22, yeah, third year. Third year that I had to put my dog down, okay? My old dog. His name is Jackson, but I called him Puppy all the time, so it kind of became Puppy. So September 5th, 2019 is when I put him down. I put him down with a really good friend of mine. I actually only knew him for 3 months, and he brought me he was my old tattoo artist. He brought me to the place, sat with me, put my dog down with me, buried a grave for me in his parents' yard, and he's still there, and his mom makes little memorial things for me, and I can go there whenever I want, even though me and him do not talk anymore, which is for the best. I can still go there whenever I want. I'm forever grateful for him for that. Our relationship was so crazy as friends. Anyways, so what happened was he stopped being able to walk. They said that he had something called cellular antibiography disease. I have no idea. It's kind of like paralysis, but it's not. So what started happening was around 2017, 2018 or whatever, 2017. When did I come back from Portugal? Portugal, oh God. Yeah, we'll just say 2017. 2017, yeah, because he was about to turn 4. His birthday is November 19th. So he was about to turn 4. He was 3 when I put him down. I got him in 2015, around, yeah. So, or 2000, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. So he ended up not being able to walk. They told me it could have been genetics. It could have been from trauma. It could have been from being like something falling on his back. And there was a lot of trauma that happened in my house when I had him, especially when I did go to Portugal, and that was out of my control completely. And I have never really been able to forgive myself for that. Even though I had no control over it, it's something that I will die with for the rest of my life. If I cry in this, it doesn't matter, because it's the raw me and it's who I am, and I'm unapologetic for it. So anyways, it also shows you that it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to cry. It's okay to be vulnerable. Anyways, so I was an on-call doctor, like 24/7, 7 days a week for like a year and a half. And he kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I was learning Reiki at the time, and I was getting so frustrated with myself that I couldn't heal him on my own. And I was just like beyond myself. Saturday, I realized that it was going to be, the day, that it's going to be the day. So I ended up wanting to bring baby boy, Brutus, on a walk down the towpath in Uxbridge, my hometown. And the towpath is pretty much a trail. It goes from one point to another. It goes from like the Stanley Mill all the way down to like Tri River. It's like a doctor's office, and then you can walk back and forth, and there's like a waterfall and a bridge, and like there's a bunch of like areas where you can like go off of other trails, and there's like a big area where you can like run around and like, do whatever. And there's a lot of dog walking, and there's a lot of walking in general, so it's a nice little thing to bring him on. And every fucking day, pretty much every day of my life, I spent there every morning bringing Puppy with me after we dropped off Dawson, because Dawson school was like right down the street, like literally like 2 minutes down the street. So I'd always bring him with me on a walk every morning after I drop off Dawson. Even in the winter. It never failed. And he'd need little booties, and his little feet would get cold, and, whatever. He was a pug beagle terrier. Way different than a pit bull. So, he was my dog, and then I got him from my friend, and so I call my friend his dad because I got him from him, and every dog needs a dad, and every person needs a dad, and but if we don't have a dad, then we have him. Well, we have him in general, but it's way easier to be like, hey, I don't have a dad in my life, that sucks, and be like, oh, but I do have one that's invisible, and it's a way bigger force than my father would ever be for me. So thank you, praise Jesus. Anyways, so I would go on the walk every time. So I wanted to bring him on the walk with me, and I've been wanting to, but it's so difficult driving in the car with him that it's just like I just haven't done it. So I finally did it, and I totally forgot about that I remembered it earlier in the day, because I was going by his mom's house, my tattoo artist's house, my old tattoo artist's house, the one that buried my dog in his parents' yard. And I was like, okay, because every time I go by the street, I always go, mwah, love you, puppy, and I go like this, mwah, and then I drive. So I do it every time. So, we're going down the towpath, and we're just about at the end to go home, and there's a couple that's coming down, and the dog was Puppy. Like, looked, acted, smelled, like, it was, his body was the same exact way, his ears, his snout, his tail, like, the colors, the length, the how big he was, it was him, like, and I didn't realize it at first. I was just like, oh yeah, because I was trying to hold Brutus, and I'm trying to, like, talk to the people, like, oh, he's not gonna hurt you, I know he's a big freaking dog, but he's a big baby, and whatever, and he's all like, mee, mee, mee. I'm just like, shut up, just stop. So I didn't really realize it, and then after I'm walking away, and I'm like, oh my god, I was like, what, so I looked back, and he's looking back at me, and I'm like, you are Puppy, like, and then I was like, oh, and I started walking, and I looked back, and he's looking at me again, looking back at the same time, and he was so cute. He was all jumping around like Puppy would have been if he was able to walk, and whatever. So the reason why I'm telling this story, hold on. The main reason why I'm telling this story is because it was the most uncomfortable situation, because I went to go cry out of sadness because it's trauma, and that's what I'm used to doing, especially when it comes to Puppy, but I couldn't cry. And it was a weird thing. It's like I wanted to cry. It's like I wanted that sadness. It was like an addiction. Like, no, like, give it to me. Like, I want to be sad. I want to be depressed right now. Like, who wants that? So instead, I was like, all right, Bethany, you know what to do. Switch up the story. Switched up the story, and I was able to cry, but happy tears. Like, so grateful that I was able to see that. So grateful that I had Puppy. So grateful that I was able to be there for him. And I was able to forgive myself a little bit more, because I felt like I couldn't do anything. Like, my friends will tell you 20, like, up and down, like, that girl did everything she could do. She did everything she could do. And they're always like, I can't believe how you're so hard on yourself for Puppy. And I'm always like, I couldn't save him. That's at the end of the day, couldn't save him. That's all that mattered to me. Couldn't do it. So my friends will tell you, like, I did everything for that dog. But anyways, he did so much for us. But it was very uncomfortable. It was a very weird feeling of, okay, I need to change the story and change it into a positive thing, and be happy that I was able to experience him and have the joy that he brought us, and have that unconditional love, because, man, he was up my ass 24/7. I don't even know who's worse, him or Brutus, but probably Brutus. But that also has to do with his dad, and that's a whole nother story. But, because he's his dad, like, he really is. But anyways, it was just the weirdest thing, like having to change that whole dynamic in my head of crying because of being depressed all the time over it. Because I sectioned myself in 2019 after he died, because it's fucked up. Because I couldn't hear him smashing into walls and it was too quiet in my house. So I legit went insane and I sectioned myself and told them I wasn't going to really kill myself, but I needed a vacation, and that's how you get in. Unfortunately, I know all that. Fortunately, I've had to do it many times. But it's a mini vacation. It's a recalibration. It's not that I don't need it. It's just that I'm not legit insane, and I'm not, whatever. But it's not like I haven't tried killing myself before. I mean, first time I did, I was 12. I tried jumping out my window and smashing my face into like the concrete porch thingy, side whatever, walk through. And that was the first time I ever had to go to a mental hospital. But regardless, that just was so crazy to me. Like the feeling of, wow, why wouldn't I rather be happy about this? Why wouldn't I rather embrace puppy on this day rather than be sad that he's gone and embrace what I had with him? Like, I had to really think about that. Like, wow, this is the most uncomfortable feeling that I think I've ever felt in my entire life, of that kind of dynamic, that kind of situation, that kind of response to a death or something that for years and years and years I used as a coping mechanism to be depressed or have an excuse to be depressed. I don't know. I just want to share that, because if you can really look at your circumstances in your life and see where you might be doing that, instead of trying to be sad, legit trying to be sad about something, try embracing it. Try looking at the lesson. Try looking at what you got out of it. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. It was just really interesting to me. All right. Mwah. Bye, guys.